This Premier League table looks absolutely mad. 13 games into the season, Liverpool in second on 24 points, Chelsea in 11th, only 6 points behind. It is so close at the top, and today we are taking on Everton. As well as that, we've got the small matter of Blackburn at home in the league, a game that we really should be winning. And then after all of that, we have Gdansk, the Polish team who have not won yet in the Europa League, are now the third worst team in the competition. We really should be beating them. Before we run today's intro though, we have got a sponsor for today's video. I guarantee you've not seen a game like this one.
The reality game experience you've been dreaming about is here. Damco presents the Omega Game, the last turn-based combat city builder you'll ever want to play. Play at Work hails it visually stunning, a game to end all games. Go multiplayer to invite friends and meet attractive singles near you. Power up fast with thousands of fully integrated user-generated minigames. Start your own virtual country and raise an army. GameStop rates it one of the top 500 FPS city builders we've ever played. Download the Omega Game now today.
Now I know what you're thinking. That game, it looked too radical to be real. And the truth is, it might not be a real game, but today's sponsor most definitely is, and it's a game you've probably heard of. It's Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is a free-to-play game available on both mobile and also on your PC. In the game, you collect champions. Imagine they're a little bit like Football Manager players. My main man in my five-a-side team is Kale. This man carries everything for my squad at the moment. The thing I love about Raid is, even if I can't give it my full attention, I can be a hands-off Football Manager, leave it to the players to do it amongst themselves as I leave my champions auto-battling away. You can download Raid Shadow Legends for free right now using the QR code on screen or the link at the top of the description. You can create your high fantasy five-a-side team of your dreams, take them into battle in both PvE and PvE combat. For the next month until May 15th, there is the Raid Egg Hunt going on. Make sure to download the game, copy your player ID, and then head to the URL on screen right now. When you enter in your player ID, you have a chance of winning both in-game items and even some real-life prizes. If you've never played Raid before, there is no better time than right now. Using my link or my QR code, not only are you supporting me, but you'll also get access to a starter bundle worth over $30. Once again, thank you to Raid for sponsoring this video. So yes, folks, today we are doing a triple header of sorts. My plan with the Blackburn game is to do what we did at the end of last season, where if interesting stuff's happening, I come back. If we're demolishing them, I'll just brag about how good we are. Speaking of which, we are amazing at the moment, he says, as he now clicks on the recent results and reveals 3 draws in the last 3 games. But ignoring those for a second, we're unbeaten since you were last here, and that was over a month ago. Having beaten Sarajevo 5-0 in the Europa League, we only went and did the exact same to Sheffield United in the very next game. Lemos got man of the match in this game. He was absolutely amazing. Some good news, he doesn't want to leave anymore. Not good news, he doesn't want to sign a new contract at the moment, and more bad news, he is suspended for this first game today against Everton. Everton right next to us in the league. Kind of wish I had Lemos for it. He has been probably our best player in our team across all competitions, and at least on paper, he definitely is our best player. So having beaten Sheffield United, we took on Hull in the Carabao Cup, won this one against lower league opposition 3-0, convincing result, Diallo and Gaspar with the goals. Into the month of November, few results which relied on late goals. One was this game against Leeds. This was a game that was destined, it felt like, to finish 0-0. It had gone on for such a long time. Both teams had a load of chances. And then Alunga, with a bolt from the blue, smashed into the bottom corner in the 89th minute. And with that result, we got a 1-0 win. I do think we deserved the win on the balance of play. Both teams had goals ruled out. Like I said, this was a game that was not short of chances. Both goalkeepers played very well. And having beaten Leeds, I think this next game was probably our most difficult Europa League draw, at least on paper. Taking on Parthenope. Definitely not Napoli. No idea who Napoli are. Parthenope is the team we took on. We won this one 3-1. So we are still unbeaten in the Europa League. We do still very much look like we will be able to finish top 8 should we continue to perform to our best. And well, speaking of performing at our bests, we were sensational in this game against Napoli. Big Knot got us off to the perfect little start. Jaime with the assist. From there, JV to McKillop to Rojas. Lemos smashed it in off the post to make it 2-0. And before long, it was 3-0. Napoli gave away the ball. Warunga won it in a great area. Lemos took it down, passed it inside, and then JV, through the keeper's legs, made it 3-0. We did concede one later on in the game. Let's not view it. Let's not dwell on it. That was a massive, massive win, as was the next win against Aston Villa. You see the scoreline, you see 5-2, you think it was convincing. Then you see that it was 2-2 until the 91st minute, and we managed to score 3 goals in extra time. Yeah, this was a weird game. Now, just as a little reminder, Aston Villa last year were absolutely sensational. Finished 8th as a newly promoted team, playing in the Europa Conference League. And, right now, they're in 19th. They are second bottom. They could go from being newly promoted and getting European football to being relegated in 2 years. I hope it doesn't happen for the Villa faithful, but... yeah, I wouldn't want to be Aston Villa right now. So against Leeds, against Villa, late goals got us the wins. Unfortunately, those late goals did not come in our most recent games. A 2-2 draw against Brentford was disappointing, but not as disappointing as a 1-1 draw against Sturm Graz. Of course, the Austrian outfit, not a bad team by any means. The kind of team I would have liked to have beaten. And most recently, 0-0 against Brighton. Not sure how this game finished 0-0. Load of chances for both teams. I guess our issue was we could not hit the target. We changed things up, we made subs, they couldn't change the game, and whilst we have been unbeaten in this recent run of games, those 2 draws in our last 2 league games do take the shine off things. So looking at the league table, we currently do sit in 8th place. Everton, who we're playing today, are in 7th. They're a point ahead of us, but we do have some pretty healthy goal difference. When we lose, we don't lose by many. When we win, we tend to score a few. Gonna hope that trend continues in this next one. Now, like I already mentioned, Lemos unavailable for this game. He is suspended, so Big Knot is going to come into the starting 11. Elsewhere, potentially a controversial change. I'm demoted Alunga. I just talked about how he scored for us against Leeds. It was a cameo on off the bench, I believe, in that game. But yeah, with Alunga here, he's on the bench today. You might have noticed I've started training him as a defensive midfielder. He might be a roaming playmaker by the end of the season. The reason he's on the bench, though, is because JV has been developing absolutely superbly, has been playing really, really well in European football and on off the bench, and I feel like he almost just deserves a chance in the league. He's only started 1 league game this season, and yet he's averaging a 7.6 rating, 6 sub-appearances, and for a big game here, I'm giving the Serbian the nod. Besides that, though, the team does look fairly standard. Manny Wilford, of course, still in goal for us. We have that option to buy him. Greg has recently accepted the fact he is now a cup goalkeeper. I was a little bit worried that was going to be a problem down the line, but he has agreed to lower his playing time expectations. And I do feel like in Wilford, we've got a solid goalkeeper. Not sure if he's been a match winner yet, but he's not playing terrible. Clean sheets in a third of his games is good. Elsewhere, you might have noticed as well, Volashak on the bench. Not been in the best of form. Warunga, the new starting left centre-back. The man who started at left centre-back last year, you might remember. Very, very good player, continuing to develop nicely. Feel like he and Volashak are just going to be swapping position based on form, but at least at the moment, Warunga has been marginally better. Lemos is out, and of course, he's our second top goal scorer. Our top goal scorer in the team at the moment is Jakub Gaspar. This man has been in some sensational form. I mean, look at the green bars in his recent form. 8 goals in 12 league games so far this year. Of course, last year did get 20 goals in 35. Looking like he could smash that if he keeps up his current rate of performance. Everton, who we're playing today, by the way, currently up in 7th place. Media prediction of 10th. Last year, they finished 15th. They were rubbish last year. But their main man, Jérôme Lasserre, he's very good. I mean, I'll let you look at him for a little bit. French, pacey, striker, scary, elite striker, apparently. Good mentals too. I don't know how Everton have got this man. I mean, they spent £61 million on him. He's got 6 goals in 13. If we want to play well today, we've got to shut him down. And well, shut him down we shall hope we can do. This is a very big game for us. A win here, we go above Everton. We look like we are in the European picture. And to be honest, even if we don't get all 3 points today, which I hope we do get, we will still be in the European picture. We've been unbeaten since you were last here, but truth be told, the league is so bogged down. I mean, you can see here how quickly things could change. Right now, we're in 8th. A win today, we could move up to 3rd. So, yeah, it's a weird point in the season. A third of the way through things. Nothing's very clear when it comes to the European picture. And well, we've got a kick-off highlight. Well, we're without Lemos today, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. But in his absence, a chance for Gaspar or Big Knot to step up. Are we going to see a good performance from our players? We're about to find out. Warunga to Adu Jamfi in possession, laying it back to Warunga. Build-up play on this near side. Jaime to Jamfi. What can he do? He's going back to Warunga. I say that like it's an air of mystery. They're playing triangles. You know the patterns of play by now. Manny Wilford getting involved in the play. Of course, Wilford signed from Liverpool on loan, so he's going to want to get one over on Everton. And while we might have an early chance here, Big Knot on the volley, tucks it away. I think he's onside here. The referee's not going to disallow it. We're a goal up in less than a minute. Can we discuss Adu Jamfi? I don't feel like I give him enough praise for what he does here. Really, really nice play by the left wing back, getting in behind, first time cross, and Big Knot on the volley. Tidy little finish. Got a free kick here in a bit of an odd area. Can we make something happen here? It's going to be JV over it. We're set up for this like it's a corner because of the location. And unfortunately, well, Fallentin's headed over. Half an opportunity. We could have been 2 goals up inside 5. Everton with a chance on this far side. Sabanda laying it back. Ball floated towards the back post. That is not a very good ball. It's Gaspar bringing it forward. I'll tell you what, Big Knot's on the far side. If Gaspar could pick out a pass here, well, there could have been a chance. Unfortunately, he's run straight into the defender in the 2v2 situation. That said, Everton still in a position where maybe we can look to press them. Maybe we can look to force a turnover in possession. But they are in behind. Lasserre, I mean, I bigged him up pre-game. Maybe I should take it all back. That finish was atrocious. I feel like we've not talked about Big Knot enough this season. Big Knot's continuing to develop really, really well. He's been this super sub option for us. To be fair, he's not got many goals this season. So maybe that's why we've not been talking about him. But it's not been like he's not been performing badly. Obviously, he scored in this game here with a tidy little finish. He hit the woodwork 3 times last episode. He could have so many more goals this season. I guess from that perspective, you could look at him as wasteful. But ultimately, for a player who is only 20 years old, I'm excited for the future that he could have. If he could get a few more today, that could really do his confidence a world of good. Oh, there could be a chance here, because much like the first goal, we've got the ball on this near side. Jamfi, Big Knot, I've just bigged you up, mate. Can you finish it? He can't. He hits it wide. Tell you what, if he had managed to score that, it would have looked like this was all kind of recorded, the video gameplay, and I just talk over the game afterwards. I can confirm it's live. I'm not sure how I can prove this now. I'll click on their offside player. He's definitely offside, right? He has to be offside. Is he off? He's not offside. I won't click on their offside player because he was on. Did anyone else think this looked really, really offside? I need to see it again. Oh, is it because it came off my player? I think that's still offside by the rules of offside. Although with the era of VAR, I don't think anyone understands the offside rule anymore. I mean, is that deemed as my defender attempting to play the ball? I think that's the wording. I don't know. The game's decided it's onside, so I suppose I'll just bow to Sports Interactive's superior knowledge of the offside rule. It's 1-1. There's still 10 minutes left of the half. Big Knot, Jamfi, not a player you're going to back to win a header there, but we have still got the ball in a dangerous area. Warunga bringing it forward. Is on a yellow card. Do not be naughty, Warunga. Do not do anything silly. Last thing we need right now is to go a man down. This game is 1-1 as the home side. I back us to take this game by the scruff of the neck. Statistically, we're dominating the ball, but not really creating enough with it. But there might still be a chance here because, well, we had it and then we didn't. JV dispossessed by Lasserre, and now it's Gonzalez with the ball for them. Jamfi to Gera. Neither team looking to really hold the ball for extended periods. I'll tell you what, that's a plan, isn't it? We'll just lump it to Gaspar. Let's do that. Oh, my word. Melier tips it wide. For all the pretty football we play around the back, sometimes you need someone like Warunga there just to say, have it. Launch it into the air. Ball comes down with snow on it. Maybe you score. Unfortunately, on that occasion, we didn't get the finish. But you know what? It's inspired me. Let's get rid of work ball into box. Also, 5 minutes left of the half. Get a bit shouty. Demand more to end the half. Can we have any late drama here? 2 minutes of added time. Nothing's happening, is it? Oh my, why is something happening? Not like, this isn't what I meant. The keeper's missed it. It's in the back of the net. I regret everything. Why did I shout? Why did I get angry? Why did I get mean? Manny Wilford, I've really bigged you up, but I have to sit there and think, would Greg have got there? And my heart says he probably would have done. I mean, somehow Everton are now 2-1 up at the break. They've had 2 golden opportunities, taken them both. I suppose they are edging out the XG by 0.01, so deserve their lead, I guess. I'm going to tell the players, what was that? Get your act together. JV has played very, very poorly there. That makes me sad. JV, I bigged you up, mate. I gave you faith, and this is how you repay me. Alunga, on you come. Elsewhere, Warunga on a booking. I do not like it. Volashak, left centre-back, on you come. Am I going to change anything to start this half? You know what? I'm going to get rid of look for overlap and up the directness of the passing just a smidge. We had a lot of the ball in that half. Didn't really do enough with it. So going a little bit more direct. Going to look to get the ball forward quicker. And additionally, with us no longer having look for the overlap on, the midfielders aren't going to hold the ball for the wing-backs to overlap as often, of course. If it happens naturally, it will still happen. But with looks for overlap off, we should now look to get the football forward to the strikers quicker rather than holding the ball up, slowing it down to allow the wing-backs to get into more advantageous areas. Whether or not that's going to work, we're going to, find out shortly, but not before Wilford makes a save. I don't know if it was going in or not. It deflected off the defender as well. It could have been a disastrous start to the second half. It is still 2-1. It's not really what I wanted to see to kick off this second 45 minutes, but we have weathered the storm of sorts. I shouted to Man Moore earlier, you know what, I'm going to be a loving leader. I'm going to shout encouragement. Unfortunately, the highlight's already begun and, well, Volashak, who I've just subbed on, has given the ball away. It's not what you want to see, is it? I don't know how it's still 2-1. Gaspar on a 6.4 does make me sit here and think, really wish I had Lemos to bring on in this game here, especially now that he's also picked up a knock. You know what, Diallo, on you come, son. He's only got 1 goal in the league. It came against Man City. Maybe he can get a goal here. Diallo scored on his debut. I bigged him up, and he's done nothing since. I mean, that is Football Manager in a nutshell, isn't it? 15 minutes left here, still 2-1 to Everton, and now Jamfi's picked up a knock. Buyak, on you come. Jaime's played poorly. McKillop is absolutely exhausted. I only have 1 sub left. You know what, Machete, this season, you've done very, very well on off the bench, so I'm going to give you the nod here. And in terms of instructions, in transition, just do whatever you want. Just go with vibes. Wilford, I'm trusting you to make sensible decisions when we distribute it. I'm going to try and fire up the players for what remains here. I need something to happen in this game. You can tell I'm desperate because I've clicked fired up. Don't think I've hit that at all during this series. But here we are. It's a fired up kind of day. Is it going to work magic? I mean, if we score now, you'll see me use the fired up team talk until it doesn't work again. Unfortunately, we could be on the back foot here because Everton, well, for a moment they had the ball. They've not done a lot with it. We do now have the ball. And I'll tell you what, Big Knot's been played in behind. Keeper comes out crunchingly, Meslier. I thought for a second he was going to get red carded. Very rarely see goalkeepers get professional foul red cards in Football Manager, do you? Bit mad that in 14 years our goalkeeper's never been sent off, but that is the reason we don't have a goalkeeper on the bench. Rojas has won the ball. I mean, I thought that first chance was the highlight. My expectations lowered, but now they're back up because we're back on the attack. Jaime, Rojas, 3 assists already. Diallo hits the woodwork. Alunga goes down in a heap. Is it a penalty? No, it's offside. 5 minutes of added time. I can't believe Diallo's just hit the post. If we take that chance, if we take the one-on-one before that, we're back in this game. But unfortunately for us, possession doesn't win you prizes, and despite dominating the ball, we didn't create enough. We were wasteful. In the second half, we were poor, to be honest. Maybe I should have kept JV on. Doesn't change anything. Lost another league game in a live commentary. Granted, this was a difficult game. We've had an easy run of games, so the wins that we had were somewhat expected. Maybe the draws as of late, just a little warning to us that maybe we're not 100%. Unfortunately, with that result, Everton up to 6th, we down in 9th. And worst thing of all, Blackburn we play in 3 days' time. So I've got to rest up the players and go again immediately. Jamfi's out for 3 to 4 days. Don't like that. Machete's out for 1 to 2 days. Gaspar's out for 1 to 2 days. I've slammed the players. You're thinking that's like metaphorically, words I've slammed them with. No, I picked each one of them up and slammed them on the floor. I got very angry. I will say we might be in 8th, just as a reminder, because I know it feels disappointing. The expectation for this year is still attempt to avoid relegation. So let's look at the positives. We are currently avoiding relegation and still going well in the Europa League. You might have spotted this here. Carabao Cup, we've been drawn against Manchester United. That is unfortunate. Anyway, like I said, this Blackburn game we've got coming up in 3 days' time, I'm kind of going to do it as a shorter commentary. It's another home game. They're down in 16th. This is a game we should be winning. I need to rest up the players ahead of this one. I'll join you, and well, hopefully I'm not having a meltdown, although there's probably some sick, twisted individuals out there hoping I am crying when we go to Future Jack. Good luck, Godspeed. I hope it's better than that last game. For this game against Blackburn, Lemos is back. I have had to move Wawrunga to left wing back. Both Jamfi and also Buyak injured for this game. Not ideal, but besides that, we have got a very strong team that should be capable of being a mid-table Blackburn. Don't love the fact they've had the first 2 shots of the game. It's half-time here against Blackburn. It's 0-0. I'm worried. I've told the players I'm not happy. Apparently, Alunga looks disheartened. I'm not having any disheartened players on this pitch. You know what? Josip, on you come. I've made a sub. Are we about to see an instant impact from JV? He's been so good for us in the Europa League against lesser opposition. Not quite as emphatic in the Premier League, but a chance for him here. And I'll tell you what, he's getting into an advantageous area. Lays it to Lemos, who I think tried to pass that for whatever reason. He scored. Let's not question it. Instant impact by JV, I'm a genius. This was a weird goal. Rojas played a great ball forward here to JV, who laid it to Lemos, who I think tried to square it. It deflected back to him and he's just shuffled it round the keeper. Really good finish. Yeah, wish we could have seen that in the first half. 10 minutes left of this game. It is still only 1-0. I do not love that. We've created a ton. We've had a load of chances we probably should have scored. I've made a few changes just to mix things up, get some fresh legs on. But ultimately, as long as this remains a one-goal game, I am going to be a little nervous. That said, I mean, if we could get another goal here, make all this possession we're having, well, count for something, that would be nice. I mean, look at that build-up play. That was sexy. Buyak dinks it to Big Knot as well. Options in the middle. JV is one of them. JV scores. He's made the impact on off the bench. He's doubled our lead. This is game over, I think. 4 minutes of added time. I've just said it's game over with 10 minutes left. Is it bad that I'm nervous that there could be a highlight for them? Okay, I'm not nervous anymore. I want another. Big Knot. We should have scored so many more in this game. It's been a mad match for missed opportunities. Lemos tucks it away. I think he might be offside here. I don't think this is going to count. The referee's doing it. Finger to the air. Goal or no goal? No goal. No, never mind. And in fact, that disallowed goal going to be the last bit of action to end this game. This was always going to be a win. I mean, at least when you look at the stats, we looked in control for long spells this game. Cool to see Warunga get man of the match. He had a really good game at left wing back. Maybe that's food for thought. With that convincing 2-0 win, we have moved back up to 8th. You can see here, close the gap on Everton, although they have yet to play. We are still in a position where if we were to win a couple, we could close down a few of the teams above us. Interesting to note, Man City were running away with the league not that long ago. Their form has really dropped off. Back-to-back defeats in the league recently. They also lost to Liverpool. At one point, they were, I think, 8 points clear at the top. Suddenly, we're only 6 points behind them. 6 points behind the leaders after 15 games sounds quite good, doesn't it? Just don't mention the fact we're currently in 8th. So that result there sets us up nicely for our Europa League game against Lechia. Lechia Gdansk, not Legia Warsaw. I'm going to be honest, Polish viewers, I can only apologise for this. I feel like Polish football clubs is just a blank in my knowledge of football, and I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Anyway, we've got that European away day to look forward to. Hopefully Poland is going to do better than Bosnia did last episode, because last episode just was a sad away day. It's going to be -1 degrees. It's going to be breezy. Pack a scarf, pack your gloves. I'll see you for an away day. Okay, so it is time for another Jack Does an away day, and we're taking on Legia Gdansk. All I know is it's in Poland. I assume that Gdansk is a place. If it's not a place, I am going to have to cheat and go and Google the results. This is like a weird game of GeoGuessr. Where is Gdansk? Oh, it's up here. Okay. Gdansk. Try saying that again quickly. There's got to be a football stadium around here somewhere. I reckon satellite view might help me find it better, he says, with absolutely no confidence. Wait, there's a stadium here. That's not the right stadium, is it? Just as a refresher, this is the stadium we're looking for. It's big and yellow. I feel like this should stand out. I'm looking for a big yellow stadium. I mean, here's the thing. It could be anywhere. Okay, there's an airport here. Logically, you'd build the stadium near the airport. And maybe near the IKEA, but probably not. At what point do I admit defeat and just cheat? Because that point is going to come eventually. I'm not the most patient person in the world either. Where? It's got to be somewhere, right? It's got to be somewhere, he says, as if the stadium could just not exist. I've probably gone past it. That's the worst thing. I've probably gone past it and you're all just screaming at your monitors. Jack, how did you miss it? I don't know, I'm an idiot. I'll tell you what, we're finding lots of other stadiums. Gdansk just has loads of stadiums. I just can't find the one that's the big one. Wait, this has to be it, right? I mean, Car Park Central. Is that grass on the car park? Oh, good news, everyone. Street View went in the car park. Why did they not tarmac over the whole thing? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice. It feels like they've cut some corners there to save some money. I assume that Platny means parking. So this is now an educational video as well. I have to say, from above, the stadium looks great. Wait, there is a quad bike and ATV go-kart thing next to the stadium. Please tell me we can get a close look. Oh my word, we actually can. And it's indoors! I don't know why I'm so excited about this. So in real life, Tottenham have announced that their stadium's getting like an F1 sponsored go-karting track. And I was sad thinking, well, we're never going to get an actual go-karting track. We've found one for an away day. They've got bungee jumping. No way. Can we look at the bungee jumping? There is... Is this a stadium or a theme park? I'm just sat thinking, what else is going to be around it? What else am I missing out on? Or is that all the good bits? I mean, more car parking, better quality car parking over here. There's a skate arena and other stuff. Can we have a look? Skate arena, an indoor skateboarding park connected to the stadium. And there's an outdoor bit. Oh my word. I'll tell you what, the Gdansk PGE arena... It looks beautiful from the outside as well. It looks different. Maybe beautiful's not quite the right word. I'm trying to work out what this is. It looks like there's loads of flags around the edge. What are the flags of? The answer is nothing. I guess they just put whatever flags they want up here. So I assume for this football match, there'd be a Guernsey flag. There's also a football from the Euros. I believe this stadium was built for when Poland co-hosted the European Football Championships. Shame about the graffiti. Tigger has been here. Tell you what, that graffiti's just poo, innit? That was awful. Move on. There is more car parking. I mean, in terms of car parking, it's a strong away day. There's bungee jumping. There's go-karting. Really, at this point, we should probably care about what's in the stadium. And oh my word, has a vehicle has gone into the stadium and we can go with it. We saw this at Chelsea. I never thought we'd see this again. I mean, maybe I'm just an easy man to please. This might be the best away day ever. Like, why has no one ever talked about this stadium? Why did no one ever big up this away day to me? Just to confirm, by the way, we can actually just do a full lap. So this is great. We're just going around every corner. These blokes, they are absolutely loving the Google Street View in the stadium. What do they host in this stadium? I assume they must do concerts and other stuff. They can't just play football here. Did Gdansk's football team actually sell out this ground? I can't get over how nice this is. It's a bit random, right? But there's like a gradient from white to yellow to green at the top. I'm feeling quite emotional. This could be one of the best away days ever. Stadium itself, good stadium. Not the best stadium we've seen, but unique, looks great. On top of that, go-karting, bungee jumping, skate park. The parking's exceptional as well. And just from the outside looking in, it just looks really nice. Just sat on top of a little hill, purpose-built. Here's the go-kart, which it looks like it's outdoors at this point. Was it made indoors at some point? And there's the bungee jumping. I want to go bungee jumping in Gdansk. That's a sentence I never thought I'd utter aloud. I genuinely thought Addons was a peak. But this stadium has everything. It looks beautiful. I mean, in this picture, it looks beautiful. It has some of the best facilities we've ever seen. The Polsat Plus Arena Gdansk, 9.75 out of 10. It's as close to perfection as I think we're going to get. I loved that away day. I don't know if you can tell. Very giddy. I almost feel guilty now for the Gdansk football team that we have to beat them because they've not yet won in the Europa League. But a win for us here would put us in a really, really good position to hopefully just keep on marching onwards and upwards. We're currently 5th. A win here, I don't think it would mathematically secure us a top 8 finish. But if we do finish top 8 in this group of 36, that would mean that we, I believe, skip a knockout round. We go in at like the second knockout round instead of the first knockout round. I'll be honest, I really don't like this new format for European football. Does anyone else hate it? Is that an unpopular opinion? I feel like this is one of those things where, because it's not happened in real life yet, people haven't started complaining about it. I feel like in a year or two's time, it's going to be all anyone wants to talk about. So for this game today, this is what I want to talk about. Here is our team, kind of pretty standard for European football at this point. We're rotating things around a little bit. Kovacevic is going to come in and play at centre, attacking mid. I am currently training him to play a kind of defensive midfielder role, and he has picked that up really, really well. Longer term, I am questioning if the 19-year-old could become complete enough to play as a Segundo Volante, because with his composure, his fairly good finishing for his age, and some really, really good mentals and physicals that can hopefully just continue to get better and better, I think he could be pretty well made for that role. Unfortunately for this game, don't quite trust him there, especially after his sending off against Addons when we started him there. So he's going to play attacking midfielder. Elsewhere, Machete and Montero going to come into play as our defensive midfielder duo. With both Montero and Machete, they are two players who I fear might have hit their potential. The kind of players that if they don't show much development between now and the end of the season, I might look to sell on whilst they're still young, whilst they've still perhaps got a little bit of an inflated value. But game time for them here is going to help with that development, or it's going to help their values go up a little bit. In the final third, we are going with Bignot and Diallo. The back three, a little bit makeshift for this game. Volashak is going to play at left centre-back. Ha is going to play in the middle. He's been playing really well in the Europa League. 3 goals to his name. And to his right, of course, we've got Ryan Hunter, who isn't really a centre-back with his 4 jumping reach. But for us, in this back three, he's been fine in Europe. And with Scott Williams out injured, there isn't really a better player to bring in, at least, who's registered. I will say, for the first time ever, the stadium in Football Manager kind of looks like the stadium in real life. Kind of bizarrely so. Of course, we've got the lovely Europa League branding. The Guernsey faithful, they've draped some flags in one of the corners. I mean, it's not a full sellout, is it, for this Europa League tie? Lots of empty seats. We've got an early chance here, though. Hunter is going to cross it in. Ha is there. I've bigged him up. He's headed it goalwards. Is it just me, or with their yellow sleeves, is this a little bit of a kit clash? Answers on a postcard. I mean, the ball's put in here by Hunter. Maybe that's why the defenders didn't mark Ha. But either way, he scored from a corner. He's been a weapon from set pieces to start this season. He's got another one there. You know what? I'm feeling like a 2D kind of day could be on the cards. The sleeves are distracting me. The kit clash is a little bit annoying. So you know what? For the old school fans out there, for you dot fans, I know you exist, we're going to watch the game in 2D. We'll have replays of goals in 3D, so you don't have to imagine what's happening. But yeah, remember 2D? When I first started doing YouTube, I played Football Manager in 2D for videos. I actually do feel like 2D has a place for being able to look at how plays kind of playing out, look at your formation, look at your shape. I think it's a little bit easier to evaluate stuff in 2D. You can spot the patterns that little bit easier, but the 3D has come a long way in Football Manager in the last 10 years. It's still not FIFA levels, and it probably never will be, and that's not why I ever expect it to be. It could definitely be better, but you know what? For nostalgia's sake, a little bit of 2D never hurt anyone. Volashak, I mean, could we get a second goal early here? That would help settle the nerves. After that first scare against Verduz, at least in live commentaries, we've not really had another game where I feel like we've been tested and had to come back from behind. We've got off to the dream start in this game. Would love a second goal just to, well, give us that breathing room. And there might be a chance here. Bignot's going to score it. I thought for a second he might have been offside, but he isn't. It's going to count. I think Diallo got the assist there. Of course, we've got Gutierrez playing at right wing-back this year. Hasn't been starting there regularly, has dropped down the pecking order, and in fact, Bignot's put that through the goalkeeper's legs. I think it came off a defender, otherwise he would have been offside. Good news for Gutierrez, though. Despite it coming off the defender, he's been given the assist. I feel like assists in Football Manager are very weird at times. Okay, Gutierrez with the throw-in, going to lay it inside to Ha. What can he do here? Going to Hunter, going to Gutierrez. We've had a lot of joy down this right-hand side, and while the ball has been put into Kovacevic, who's going to look to get it into the middle. It's cleared away, but only as far as Gutierrez. Dangerous area. Can't beat the first man, unfortunately, with the cross. Gdansk are going to clear it away, but we are battling for the ball. We are chasing it down at every opportunity. You might have also noticed we have got Bujak in our team today. Of course, the Polish left wing back returning to his home country. And well, hopefully he's going to put on a bit of a clinic for them. He's not yet done anything in this game, but perhaps an opportunity to have a bit of the play on this left-hand side. Battles away with it, comes away with the ball, the number 21. Looks to get it down the line to Bignot. It's an ambitious ball, but Bignot gets back there. Montero, Kovacevic, Machete, lovely build-up play. Gutierrez, dangerous area, pulls the trigger, scores. First goal of the season for the right wing back. It's 3-0. I think that was a really, really good example of our ability to transition the play. We went from the left-hand side to this right-hand side. Gutierrez finds a bit of space. Keeper parries it, hits the woodwork and creeps in. One of the few times where I don't really feel like anything had to be said at halftime. I just told the players I was happy. We're 3-0 up. We're cruising away. Lots of good performances. Maybe a chance here actually just to bring in a few youngsters, just give them some minutes. I will say the really nice thing about how we've been rotating around our team is we just have really good match fitness across the board. Everyone is match sharp for the most part, which is not easy to do with a squad this big. But yeah, we've managed minutes well. Going to make a couple of fairly standard changes here. McKillop coming in, Adu Jamfi coming in. In the final third, I'm going to bring in Lemos for Diallo, who's been a little bit quiet today. 20 minutes left here. Been a one-way game so far, although a bit of a lack of highlights in this second half. I thought with us bringing in Lemos, bringing in a few of the big guns, maybe it would have opened up the game. On the contrary, they're the team on the attack. Fortunately for us, They don't seem capable of hitting the target. They had 8 shots, 0 on target, and now Ryan Hunter's got injured. We'll bring in Florentine for him. That's a fairly standard change. I'm going to have to hope that isn't a bad injury for Ryan Hunter, because if he is injured, I guess we have the depth to cover for him, but I quite like having him around, so I'm hoping it's nothing too serious. We've been a bit complacent in this second half, but ultimately the job was done early on, and it's a really good win. It's a good clean sheet. And overall, it was a good team performance. I will say, when you look at that XG story, we really did stop playing in the second half, didn't we? Okay, Hunter's out for 4 to 5 weeks. That's a little less than ideal. Man of the match in the game, by the way, Jorge Gutierrez, a rare man of the match for the right wing back. That still feels weird to say, but he is now naturally a right wing back, so that is what he is. With that result, with 2 games left of the group stage, we now move up to 3rd place. We're in a great little spot. Bordeaux and Manchester United, the only teams who have won every single game of their group stage campaign. Not sure if anyone spotted this. Our schedule is brutal coming up. We've got Manchester United in the Carabao Cup, then Chelsea, then Arsenal, then Manchester United, then Liverpool, then Wolves, then Tottenham. That is just an awful, horrible run of games, isn't it? That's just not very fun. In terms of when we're going to be back, I think we're going to come back for the away game against Manchester United in the Premier League and the away game against Aris in the Europa League. That could be a fun double header. The only thing that might change that slightly is if we make it to the Carabao Cup semi-final. But to do that, we do have to beat Manchester United at home, which whilst not impossible, given the fact this competition isn't my focus, probably isn't something we should expect to do. Anyway, folks, we are going to leave things there for today. Massive thank you for the support on this series. As always, appreciate the fact that this week there are slightly fewer episodes, and hopefully you didn't mind today's sponsor. Again, thank you to Raid for sponsoring things. It's thanks to your viewership. It's thanks to your support that I have the opportunity to do these kind of brand deals. It's not something that's going to be happening each and every day, but as a one-off thing, thought we'd give it a go. And yeah, don't be surprised if we get a few more similar opportunities, maybe with other companies down the line. That is a testament to your support, and I guess a testament to the quality of the series that we're doing here on the channel. Besides that, Plan of Attack, we're back on Friday for another episode of Park to Prem with another European away day. We will also be visiting Old Trafford, so a double away day to return to. I will see you guys for that one. Until next time, take it easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you all in a bit. I'm out.